were it not for this occasion, much as ye might aspire to it. And we certainly haven't gathered to sink into a cesspit of self-congratulation, which actors often may appear to do. For many of us, it's entailed considerable courage to come not knowing how we are to explain where we are and what we're doing. It set me thinking on what brought us into the theatre. And of course, there are as many reasons as we are here. We, all of us, will have begun with a sense that there are no boundaries. It may have ended at the age of about 3 or 4, but it was there. And the curiosity that sustained this continued in many ways. And few of us will have known with precision what it was that brought us into the theatre. I'm pausing because there are certain collective features that we acknowledge together now. The ironies, our shared sense of irony, the absurdity of importance, how marvelous it is that every being here knows that their value is not in relation to their place in the hierarchy of professional success or acclamation. We might be fractionally puzzled as to how that came about, but I feel strongly that it's because all of us have sat upon the ground and told sad stories of the death of kings. We have sat in Scout Hall Up or Berry Fields Up, the Mr. Studio, and we sit in a circle, and it's what we address that is central. And we have been found helpless, all of us, at different times, in different ways, in the presence of each other. Rather as in a family, we come to know our foibles and the great mistakes. And when we come together here, we celebrate them. Old men forget, and all shall be forgot, but he'll remember with advantages. Well, the deeds he did that day are not only a Dagin call. And then we see how those lives transform, because we are the undeceived. We have taken the moral of Lear. He hath ever but slenderly known himself. We, in our fascination with all beings of whatever kind, have had to acknowledge ourself and release ourself, and then stand naked to the world with one whom we truly imagine in a play. which is not comfortable always. And even when it is comfortable, we are acutely aware of its transience. The finest play will only run so long. As leaves and grass is the life of man. One generation comes and another goes. That was Homer. How acutely aware we are of that. And then we go out into the world and we're profoundly grateful for the Lucies, the movers and shakers, the ones with particular skill and practicality and resolve who give us the opportunity to practice what we have come to understand of the workings of our own imagining. But sometimes, even though we would be happy to take the humblest task within the theatre, that seems not to be there. And something else is presented to us, which may be reluctantly at first we answer to. Or it may be happily, because we've just got a fortnight to fill out before we begin filming for Casualty. And then somehow we are engaged by that. We might be doing some prison visiting, something we never imagined could be possible. Or we have to attend a court hearing, and we observe the strategies of the lawyer, and we have ourselves played lawyers on occasion, and it connects with us at a heart level, and our head is equipped to reflect on it, and then with something of Lucy's visceral energy, we say, yes, I could use that. There are many parts that I could play as a lawyer, or as a teacher, or as a doctor, or as a politician. And many of us now, distinguished in those fields, began equipped with the craft of being an actor, being a nobody, being someone who is disposable, and acutely aware that all beings are intriguing, and our responsibility as a human being to live with the full life relish that we have been given is to answer to what is before us. Man can do all things if he will. Let me play the lion too. But Theseus chooses bottom as an actor. Theseus is no slouch. And who does Hamlet trust? When do we see Hamlet happy in that unhappy play? When he is with the actors who will not be deceived, because they will answer to the truth as they perceive it at depth, and not be lured by appearances or under any illusion of their own importance. He's even at ease in those circumstances. There's one other thing, probably lots of other things. There's one other thing I wanted to share, because I truly feel it's far more deeply impressive and influential than is usually allowed. It's that our principal exchange is non-verbal. And we're here tonight, and it's a bit like a feast. You can't have everybody's company for a whole evening. It's like Christmas time. I remember during the war, it was the meal of the year, really, when one had everything that one would love to eat. And I remember with my brother deciding how much we would really prefer to have one of those special dishes all to itself, and then another. And so it is with our company here. But our connection is not hinging upon our verbal exchange, our conversation. We know how potent the tiniest moments can be, and how profoundly influential little things. I remembered suddenly a moment when, during the Second World War, Eisenhower was returning from the front line, then still in France, but close to Germany. And the headquarters was somewhere near Versailles, I think. And as his staff car returned from the front line, it overtook an elderly French peasant woman with bags. And Eisenhower required his driver to stop and give this lady a lift with her bags, and inquired of her where she was going. And it was not directly on the route to Versailles. It entailed a digression, which Eisenhower instructed his driver to take, and in so doing happened to miss an ambush that would have obliterated them all to smithereens. He couldn't have known that. He didn't need to stop for that woman and her bags, but a divine providence was there. And there's a divine providence that often attends us in the most unlikely circumstances that we couldn't possibly measure against some objective tally. Each one of us has to meet a dragon. And we know about dragons. They grow larger if one turns away from them, and they diminish as one goes towards them. There's a magnificent radio play by Louis MacNeice, The Dark Tower, in which the main protagonist, a privileged young man of great ability, resists the responsibilities of his upbringing, his education, and the traditions of his family. And he has the kind of intelligence all of us have met in somebody at some time or other, of being able to do anything they set their hand to. And we thought, oh, how enviable that is. I'd be happy to be a stonemason. I could deal with stone. But life doesn't happen like that. ultimately, this character, Roland, is dissatisfied with all the fancies that his life has enabled, his position. And he decides, it's a parable play, to give the dragon a challenge. And as he raises his trumpet, all the voices that have touched his life come back to him, as they do to us. And at the end of them, his old sergeant trumpeter. Good lad, Roland, hold that note at the end. And so must we.